everybody. Please welcome and stand up and join us on our first song. Woo. Together, everybody. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light and everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light and everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light and everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Unity. How are you all doing this fabulous day? Oh boy, what is it about the weather with Floridians? The weather with Floridians. If it's nice, they don't want to come to the center. If it's raining just a little bit, we'll come later. We'll stream it online. But thank you all for being here on this fabulous day. It's Palm Sunday. Look forward to that, and we're going to have a special spiritual communion service today as well, so looking forward to that. Today's affirmation we have, if you got your bulletin on the way in, or we'll get it pulled up right here. In our unity of purpose, we are guided by infinite wisdom and prospered by divine love. Will you all please know that with me together? In our unity of purpose, we are guided by infinite wisdom and prospered by divine love. And so it is. I just love seeing you all. So happy to be with each other. It's one of the best things about Unity is the community. We really have a great community in this center. And you can all continue right after the service in Friendship Hall. All right, friends, my name is Nicholas Gunn. I'm one of the staff ministers here. Hello. And I want to welcome you all to Unity. Do we have any first-time visitors with us here today? Raise your hands. There we go. Welcome. Thank you so much. We're giving you a note card. When you get that, please bring it over to our gift store, and we'll give you a gift for joining us today. So one of the very best things about our center is the music we have today. And today we have a special fill-in from John Rose. He's filling in for James McCoy, who's out of town.
Good morning, everyone. So please welcome on bass for the first time, Gary Thomas filling in. Someone get him a pamphlet. And Gertz Kuyak on drums. He's a semi-regular. And the wonderful Laura Vivas joining us once again. Aren't we lucky? This morning we have two selections, one by from Sandy Patty and something from the musical Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Only at Unity, my friends, only at Unity. All right. So I have the pleasure of going through a few brief community updates, and I'll keep it brief, but always you can refer to your bulletin or the happenings on our website or email for all the fun things that are going on. We're really going into season right now, so we're a very busy place. We got a lot of stuff happening. So first, I'd like to mention our hospitality. So we have a great group of people that always bring snacks and things for you to come and join and socialize after the service. So if you just go right through the breezeway, through those double doors and down the hall, you can come and join coffee, tea, snacks, all that kind of stuff. And on the way, on the side, you'll see a little door open with some nice scents and music coming out. It's our gift store. It's our gift store. So please stop by the gift store and see all the wonderful gifts, and there's jewelry and things, so please check that out on your way. Today, oh, okay, not my order. I'll follow the slides. So every week we have a group called Power Hour, which I am pleased to lead, and we have a new class starting next month all about spiritual healing. It's called Healing from the Inside Out, and you can join us at 9:30 a.m. Right before the service, and if you register, you can also join us on Zoom. And I have books available too, which I publish on Amazon. So you're welcome to join us for Healing from the Inside Out. Today, our very own Bobby Newman. Is Bobby in here? There she is. She has a workshop today. She has a workshop for couples, listening that heals, speaking that connects, practice the presence, compassion, appreciation. So if you're a couple, you want to come, or singles can come too, but bring a friend. So it's facilitated by Bobby, who is a relationship therapist, Imago relationship therapist. So you won't want to miss that. Paul, our very own Reverend Paul, is doing a class called The Places That Scares You. This is on Tuesdays. It's going through April 7th at 6 p.m. So you want to join that class. We have the books in the gift store if you want to pick them up. Women of Unity, they meet every month, and they always do the most exciting, wonderful things. This month, they are doing the Weiner Museum of Decorative Arts in Hollywood. So please register online. You can find a link in the happenings. It's $12 for seniors, $50 regular, and they're going to be doing that at 10:30 on Saturday, April 4th. Next Sunday's Easter Sunday. You won't want to miss it. And for Easter, we're also doing our, it's a special, spectacular music, joyful service, and we're doing the Easter lilies, which you can buy an Easter lily and dedicate in memory to a loved one. And there's still time to get those. So you can scan that there or click the link in our happenings to get an Easter lily. And we'll be doing our lunch Sunday on April 12th. Now, I don't know what it is about Unity people, but they love to eat. We always tend to have just a couple more people whenever we're doing lunch, so come and join the full spread we're going to have. We do need food donations, so contact Jim Dolan. Is Jim here? Or Don Cook? Raise your hands. There's Jim right there. So be prepared for lots of people coming to you, Jim. All right, join us for lunch Sunday. And on the same day, while you're there eating your lunch, we're in Friendship Hall. We're going to be having a town hall meeting. And it's very important that everyone in our community attend that. We got some interesting things to go over, so join us for the town hall meeting. All right, and always, I went through really quickly, but you can always see everything that's going on, unitybroward.org/events, and we send an email out every Thursday evening. So look forward to all the things that are going on right there. So now it is time for a little piece of special music. Not that. Hold on 1 minute. There we go. He's the only one with his own song.
I'm still not sure how I got that either, which is the more troubling part of it. Good morning, everybody. It's the last Sunday of the month, and you know what that means? We get to salute one of our volunteers, the Volunteer of the Month. It's always a joy for me to do that because we have so many great volunteers here, and it just gives me an opportunity to pull out one in particular and to applaud them. The person today is Bobby Newman. Come on, Bobby, come on up here. Preparing. So I actually had to put a little list together because Bobby does a lot of stuff around here. And the first thing I wanted to ask you, when did you become a member? Well, now I don't feel so bad because I couldn't quite remember. It's at least around COVID, yes? No. Before. All right, so she's been with us for quite some time. Let me just give you an idea of some of the things that she's been doing. First of all, she's a regular platformer here on Sunday mornings up there. In addition to that, she's the MC for our evenings when we introduce storytelling with our own members of the congregation. On top of that, she facilitates the monthly book club, right? And then as a therapist, she's presented to our men's group, our women's group, and then today, as Nicholas just explained, she's doing a workshop for couples called Listening That Heals and Speaking That Connects. So Bobby's also a member of the women's group. And in general, she's a great volunteer. She's willing to pitch in and help. You'll sometimes see her serving food. You'll see her doing all kinds of things around here. So, Bobby, we just celebrate you and we thank you for the gift that you are to our community. Thank you.
Of course, we had to wait for the picture with Peter, our resident social media. Thank you, Peter. All right, friends, now we're ready for a little prayer with today's daily word. I invite you to get comfortable right where you are. Today's daily word reading is from April 1955. Our affirmation is, "In God there is no death, no loss, no separation. There is only eternal, unending, infinite life." Please know this truth with me together. In God there is no death, no loss, no separation. There is only eternal, unending, infinite life. In our human experience, things may occur that seem difficult to understand and hard to bear. Our faith in God sees us through such experiences. Spirit within gives us the peace we are seeking, and Spirit within gives us the blessed assurance that all is well. In God there is no death, no loss, no separation. There is only eternal, unending, infinite life. Spirit fills us with the understanding that is beyond knowledge, the faith that is beyond hope, the divine love that transcends earthly sorrow. God within us reveals that life has meaning and purpose beyond our mortal comprehension. God within us brings us peace and comfort and radiates through us to bring peace and comfort to others. And so it is.
is falling all around. No need to fear. I'll still be here to love you when your friends are gone, and it just seems like you've been fighting all alone. I'll dry your tears. I'll still be here to love you, even though sometimes you feel it hurts to be alone. But I know that one day soon all the pain will be behind us. No more sadness will find us. Will find us. Remember this. It won't be long. We'll be together. You just keep holding on. And in that day, you'll hear me say, I love you always. We'll be together, and we'll be going home until that time when we meet face to face. We're gonna sing about the miracle of grace. But until then, know this, my friend, I love you
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, guys. That was beautiful. Oh, I love that song. No matter what, we're never alone. Spirit is always here. We always have that power, that energy moving through us for whatever it is we need. And this is a wonderful place to come to remember that truth. You know, we go through the week and we get to about, let's see, what is Sunday? We get to be about Monday evening and we forget. Tuesday was like, what did I hear on Sunday morning? We have to remember the truth that you are powerful. You are imbued with the power of Spirit. We all are. It's never away from us. But sometimes it can feel like it. Sometimes it can feel so lonely. I've been doing some volunteering with hospice, and I see so many people who are alone. So I go in there and I just hold them in light, and I know they can hear me, even though they're out of it. They're kind of in this sleep coma. And I just tell them, you're fine, you're good. When you're ready, you can go. Spirit is there, your friends are there. So just take a breath and then go home. And I can see them relax, even though they're not aware of me fully. They can still hear. They can still hear. And so it's a blessing to be with people. They look like babies who are cocooning and getting ready to be birthed back home. I was reading an article not long ago about people who were making transition, and the final words that some really famous people have spoken as they were transitioning out of their bodies. Some were very profound, some were really weird, some were really quite funny. P.T. Barnum, Barnum and Bailey, his last words before passing on were, "How are the receipts today at Madison Square Garden?" And then he was off. Leonard Bernstein, opened his eyes, and he looked ahead, and he kind of cocked his head, and he said, "What's this?" Then he was gone. Victor Hugo, who wrote Les Miserables, said, "I see black light." Nobody knew what he meant by that. Thomas Edison opened his eyes, and he looked ahead, and he said, "It's very beautiful over there." Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, said pretty much the same thing. He opened his eyes, and he started crying. And he said, "It's so beautiful." And then he took a breath, and he was gone. He was home. Errol Flynn, the actor, said, "I had a hell of a lot of fun, and I enjoyed every minute of it." And then he was back to the party. Beethoven, interestingly, said, "Applaud, the comedy is finished." Now, he was quite a dour kind of guy. He was always kind of scowling. So the comedy is finished was a very interesting thing to say. The actor Edmund Gwynn. Hi. They're coming to visit. Hi. The actor Edmund Gwynn, who he was most famous, I think, for playing Santa in Miracle on 34th Street. He is best known for his final words, which is, "Dying is easy, comedy is hard." And then he was off. Florence Ziegfeld of the Ziegfeld Follies, he yelled out, "Curtains, light, ready for the finale. The show looks good, the show looks good." And he was gone. It's just really interesting that the people were the same people as they were transitioning. What was important to them in life was important to them as they were leaving. However, we have a variety of opinions and a variety of different writings about what Jesus really said at his final utterance. Matthew and Mark both are in agreement that he was quoting from Psalm 69, which is a prayer of deliverance from his enemies. "My God, why have you forsaken me?" And then he was gone. But for the later Gospels, the writer, they said, we need a better exit line if we're going to become a new religion. "My God, why have you forsaken me?" is very anticlimactic. So they did a little search. And Luke and John decided there had to be better ways of ending this. So Luke had him say, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." A little nicer, a little more hopeful. Now, John's gospel was really more about John and John's relationship to Jesus, and how Jesus loved him more than any other of the disciples. Whenever you read about John, it says, John, the disciple that Jesus loved. Always followed with that. What, he didn't love the other 11? What was so special about John? So the book should have been called The Book of John and How Jesus Really Loved Me a Lot More Than He Loved Everybody Else. Because that is what is in John. John is like, "I'm the best, aren't I? Jesus really loved me so much. Jesus loves me, this I know. And I'm going to write a whole book about it." So while Jesus was going through a very painful, very human death in the first 2 or even 3 books, John is so concerned that Jesus is looking down from the cross and saying, "John, here's your mother. Mom, here's your son. And now I can go." Because John and Mom were the most important things to focus on. Then it's finished, and he was gone. So we have a lot of different versions of what the final words that the founder, well, not the founder, Paul was actually the founder of Christianity, but the man who was the most important part of it, we don't really know what he had to say at the very end. 3 very different exit lines, and it's kind of sad that we have Tallulah Bankhead's final words, which is "more codeine, more bourbon." And we don't have the real ones from Jesus. The problem that we have is, who is transcribing these words? No one. No one was there with a notebook at the base of the cross going, oh, that sounds good. Or what did he say? I didn't quite hear him. So when we look at it, Matthew and Mark were writing about 40 to 50 years after Jesus was on the planet. Luke was about 65 years later, and John, the final one, was 90 to 110 years after he was gone. So we had none of the original disciples. They might have been the students of a student of one of the disciples. So they got words passed on, and you know how it is when you hear words over and over again. They can change a little bit through the years. So what he said on the cross, we have no actual historical, factual record, because the Bible was not written as a historical document. It was written as a spiritual document. The final words were not that important as far as facts go, but spiritually what was being said is a greater truth than we can even imagine until we get into it from a spiritual perspective. It's funny that for the most part, the final words that we heard, again, pretty much reflect who that person was. P.T. Barnum wanted to know about the receipts. Tallulah Bankhead wanted more bourbon. She wanted to get high again before leaving. Jesus, whatever words he used, was demonstrating that he knew that God was with him always and that death was not the end. Those who heard Jesus quote Psalm 69, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" If they stayed around, apparently their disciples took off like little bunnies because they were so afraid. But they would have heard the full context. They would have heard the full Psalms, which goes, "I will praise the name of God with a song. I will magnify him with thanksgiving. You who seek God, let your hearts revive." So yes, we go from, "God, why have you left me alone?" But in truth, I know that you have not. So with thanksgiving and joy, I'm going to embrace all that is going on, no matter where I am in my life. No matter what's going on, Spirit is right here, right now. Yeah, Jesus was going through a horrible experience. One of the worst kind of executions ever thought up by humans. Humans can do some really awful things, and crucifixion is one of the worst. But he knew no matter how bad it got, even if he felt like God had abandoned him even for a moment, he kept speaking words of truth through his pain. "I will celebrate my divinity. I will give thanks even though we all know how this horror is going to end. And I will fill my heart with love and never-ending praise and gratitude for the divine love within me." That is the last word you will ever need to know in your life. God has not abandoned you ever. Never. God has not given up on you. God is always present, just waiting for us to call upon that energy. God is the very life and power of your mind, your body, your career, your finances, your relationship, everything you can think of. God is not only in it, but God is it itself. God is your relationship. God is your career. It's all about unfolding who we are. It would seem to be about the relationship, but it's about your relationship with God. It would seem to be about your career, but it's about what are you doing on the planet to be a blessing to yourself and others. We feel forsaken because we are looking at the crucifixion that we're going through, this really horrible time, as the only reality there is, and we know it's just going to end bad. It's going to be awful. We completely throw God away. We think we're doing this all by ourselves. You may be going through one of the most painful breakups in your life, and you wonder, where is God? Where's love in all of that? The one that you thought would be it forever didn't see you in that way. And it's devastating. It may be something that you think, I can't bear this one moment longer. You may have received the worst diagnosis somebody can get, which is, there's nothing we can do for you. And then your whole world just falls out. And you wonder, where is this God of healing I hear about at Unity? Where's the miracle of Jesus healing the incurable for me? Is this all a sham? Is this true at all? Is everything that I've heard at Unity and other New Thought centers just a lie? Where's God in my job? Where is my job? Where's the one I've been praying for? Where's the home I've been praying for? Nothing. Where is God in all this? I just don't feel it. I don't hear it. When and if anything traumatic or life-changing seems to be happening in us, we have to turn within. Even if we don't feel it, we turn within and we acknowledge that there's more than anything, Spirit is right here because we are Spirit. If Spirit wasn't here, we wouldn't be here. If God wasn't here, we would not be here. So Spirit is always present. I'm the one who has gone away. I'm the one freaking out and running around. I need to take a breath, go to my heart, and listen. Listen. We go from, God, why have you forsaken me, to I will celebrate my life no matter what's going on, with thanksgiving and with joy and with love. We have to turn within and know our strength, our health, our life, our abundance. Everything we've ever been looking for is right here still, even if another opinion seems to contradict that. Emily Cady, the author of Lessons in Truth, our main textbook here at Unity, kept holding to the truth that her father, who was accused of doing something that he didn't do, would be set free at the end of his trial. He ended up being found guilty and sent to jail. For 5 years, Emily and her family prayed for her father to be released, and nothing happened. All of the prayers, all the meditations, everything they were affirming did not come forth. She finally wrote to Lowell Fillmore, the co-founders of Unity's son, and she said, my 75-year-old father has been kept in exile for 5 years, put there by the wicked manipulations of another man. No process of law that I had invoked, no human help, not even the prayers that I had offered, has seemed to work for his deliverance. One day, while sitting alone in my room, my heart cried out, "Oh God, stretch forth your hand and deliver." Instantly, the answer came, "I have no hands, but human hands. Your hand is my hand. Stretch it forth spiritually, and I will establish it." She said, from that moment on, without any further external help or striving, the way of his release was opened up more rapidly than almost anything we could step into. Within a few days, my father came home a free man, justified, exonerated, both publicly and privately. For 5 years, she kept praying, kept knowing, kept trying to force the truth to happen, until she went in prayer and said, "My hand is your hand. My love is your love. My good is you. Affirm it, know it, step forward with power, and watch it come forth." It isn't easy to do that. That's why we have to keep showing up here, because the planet keeps telling us something different than we know from within. 5 years she prayed, until one day she got it, and then she said it happened so quickly. There he was, free. My dear friend Carlos was praying one day, "Thy will be done." He was going through a real challenging time, and he said, "Okay, I just need to know what God wants me to do. Thy will be done." And he said, I heard clear as a bell right then, "No, Carlos, your will be done. You and I are one. What is your will? What do you want? Step forward and claim it. Be it. You are God in expression. There's no God outside of ourselves that's going to make something happen. It's God within us that is moving forward and declaring it to be so." That's the difference. The mystic Thomas Merton wrote, "We have what we seek. It is there all the time. And if we give it time, it will be made known to us." A really wise teacher once said, "We never pray for patience, because if we do, we'll get an opportunity to be patient all the time." I know. He said, pray for divine timing. Total shift. Same thing almost. Divine timing means it's unfolding perfectly in the right and perfect way. Patience means I'm waiting for something to happen. We're not waiting for it. We're actively involved in it. So divine timing takes you and me doing it, not standing back and going, "Oh, I hope my father's released from prison." Emily Cady said, "I had to be a part of it." And she said, when I was, all of a sudden, it worked. It happened. You are a creation of divine power itself. You're a creation of divine love itself. You're a creation of divine wisdom. You are responsible for bringing forth God, for being the power of God, for declaring it faithfully, powerfully, joyfully, passionately. Without that passion, we don't have that energy. We're not missing any attribute of God. We're not missing anything. We are the very creation of God. God can only create God. A puppy is born smelling 300 to 500 times more than we can. That's what a puppy does, what a dog does. I read the other day, if you walk your dog and you don't let them smell, it would be like you walking around the city blindfolded. That's what they do, they smell. That's how they get their information. A bat is born almost immediately can fly. You are a God in expression. Immediately you have the power to say what your life is going to be. It's up to you, it's up to me. To say, this is my life. What do I need to do to let it come forth? And I step forward and I do it. Quit trying to figure out with your brain what you need to do. Quit trying to figure out how the healing's going to come, how you're going to fight to get your mate back, how you're going to connive your way in getting that business deal, how you're going to get even for somebody for what they did when you were 10 years old, or anything else that takes your joy away. We're here to claim our joy and to say, all right, Spirit, what do I do? I'm listening. What do I need to do? Step forward. Keep moving forward. Stop listening to people who think they know what your next step is. They don't even know what theirs is. How do they know what yours is? They want to deal with yours because you're so much easier than them. You, I can manipulate. Me, I don't know. You can't figure it out with your brain. You have to let your heart reveal the truth, and then we step forward, and it's revealed step by step by step. You know that affirmation I love? All information necessary for the unfoldment of my divine plan is revealed to my awakened conscious mind as it is required. As I need it, it's right here, right now. But only the information that I need. Everything will be revealed when I need it. You know, the experts are wrong a lot. Medical science is not absolute. When they say something to you, they're just giving you an opinion. Non-experts are wrong most of the time. Here are some favorite last words from the experts. Charles Duell from the Office of Patents in 1899 said, "Everything that can be invented has been invented." In 1899. Albert Einstein, no less. Albert Einstein in 1932 said, "There is not the slightest indication that nuclear energy will ever be obtainable." It would mean that the atom would have to be shattered at will. Oops, sorry, Albert. It happened. Business Week, August 2nd, 1968, reported with over 50 foreign cars already on sale here, the Japanese auto industry isn't likely to carve out that big of a slice of the American market. I have a Toyota. How many people here have a Japanese car? Sorry, Business Week. Wrong. Jack Warner, head of Warner Brothers Studios in 1927 said, "Who wants to hear actors talk?" Well, from Shakespeare on, it's certainly, the theater does, and there we are. Lord Kelvin, English scientist, also in 1899 said, "Radio has no future. Heavier than air flying machines are impossible. X-rays will prove to be a hoax." Famous last words were not true. A critic of Beethoven, of his Ninth Symphony, the review of one of the greatest symphonies ever written, the Ninth Century, said, and I've shared this before, but I love this, "Sounds like a bag of nails dropped with here and there a hammer thrown in." The Ninth Symphony. Joyful, joyful, we adore, oh my gosh. The experts don't know anything. They're making a conjecture. Even Einstein wasn't Einstein at that moment. Your Creator knows, your Creator within you is divine wisdom, knows exactly what to do to bring forth your good, better than you know yourself. Your Creator created you perfectly, knows exactly what you need to do to create good health, overflowing abundance, great relationships, career success better than we could ever imagine. Jesus didn't take personally the Roman soldiers mocking him and tormenting him. He said, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. They haven't got a clue. So your job this week, this Holy Week before we get into Easter, is to forgive them. Who are them? Who are those people that we need to forgive? The doctors who declared something about you that was not true? Your ex, your accountant, your employer who fired you? When we let them go, then there's only you left. Only you and Spirit know what to do moving forward, but we have to let them go. Forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. They never did. We have to take our power back and allow that good to be released into our lives. But only you and I can do that. Only I have the power to say, yes, my good is right here. And as I step forward, it comes rushing through me. Your power to heal, your power to have joy daily in our lives, no matter what's going on. Your abundance overflowing, your life is wonderful right here, right now. As we declare it, we begin to see it. My life is wonderful. Affirm that with me together. My life is wonderful. Again. My life is wonderful. Now like we believe it together. My life is wonderful. Breathe that in. The more we say that, the more we see it. The more we declare something, the more the universe rushes forward and say, great, wonderful prayer. Let's move forward on that and really claim it. You know, the evening before Jesus' crucifixion, he gathered his family of choice together. He knew what was going to happen. He knew it was going to be a really difficult week. It was going to end with his crucifixion. And they came together for the Passover meal, a celebration of the Israelites being freed from bondage to Egypt. Metaphysically, this means that we become free when we release the power from within to know that the substance, the good that we have, is always present, no matter what. So once a year at least, I like to do what we call spiritual communion. We use the elements as well, but we are celebrating the truth of who and what we are, the power within that comes from seemingly nothing, from nowhere. So would our ushers come forward with the first of our elements. Now, for those of you who are gluten-free, we have a gluten-free option for you. So we're like every good restaurant now, we have gluten-free. So if you are, Rita, do you have the gluten-free basket? Put your hand up if you're gluten-free and would like to have a gluten-free. Well, why don't you start from the bottom and go all the way up, and there you go. The other baskets that Philip and Phil and Joey have and Sal are regular ones, so you just pass those around. You can take one, and as you hold it in your hand, I invite you to meditate. Does everybody who's gluten-free have your hand up who would like one? Anybody else? Okay, so just take this is a matzah, actually. You know, the Passover meal was a Seder. And during Passover, there is unleavened bread. I always find it interesting when you see pictures of Jesus at the Last Supper, they have these rolls, these yeast rolls. Like, no, that's not the Passover supper, sorry. So there's a little historical inaccuracy and all that. No, what we're doing is we're holding on to the wonderful substance. And Jesus knew that there was power in all of these substances that give us life. Food, we eat food to have that released within us. But where does that food come from? It comes from It comes from the earth. And where did it begin? It began with nothing, with no thing. So I invite you to hold in your hand and contemplate this food that you now have in your hand. Has anybody not received? Put your hand up if you haven't received. Okay, it's all the way down here. Down here, everybody, that we have more down front here. We have hungry people here. Waiter. If you're watching from home or you're watching this on YouTube, I invite you to go get some bread, go get some. I have one, thank you. I'm prepared. I knew what was coming, so I got all this ready. Oh, there we go, right in this throat. Thank you so much. Great. So once you have this in your hand, I invite you to close your eyes and hold this and contemplate this. Just think about this for a minute. Where did this come from? How did it originate? The bread is the divine substance of all life. The divine substance is the invisible God energy that creates every good thing that we have ever had and ever will. That is the power and energy that keeps the planet spinning and grows our food. It moves everything on the planet from financial good to birth. It's the creative ideas that make our lives interesting and successful. Now, what you're holding in your hand was originally a divine idea of a grain seed that grew into a grain. Where did it come from? It was birthed from the stalk before it, but where did that come from? We have in our hands the divine manifestation of a divine idea that was created by Spirit for you. This was created for you from nothing, from no thing. From the energy, from the atom into the molecule, into the divine wisdom that created the wheat or the rice or whatever it is that we're holding. We see it moving from the farm, being harvested, being shaped into wheat or rice, then a divine idea of a cracker or bread sent to the distribution company that we ended up with. The divine idea of Spirit, all the way from conception to your hand, is all God. In awe, in gratitude, and in joy, we take this food and we eat it. Take within this divine substance of love now. Feel gratitude for this gift as it enters your body. Can we have the juice now? It's not wine, unfortunately, for some of us. But do we have the juice? Everybody has it? Oh, look at that. You're so fast. I didn't even know that happened. Just hold it in your hand for a moment. Close your eyes again. Breathe into your heart. Where did this juice come from? Again, we received this juice from the distributor. They received it from the company that packaged it. The company received it from the vineyard that grew it and harvested the grape. The farmers and their staff pressed the grapes that created this juice. But the grapes were invisible before they appeared on the vine. Where did it come from? It came from no thing. It came from Spirit. It came from the divine idea of grape. From the divine idea of nourishing, life-giving juice all the way to our hands. Again, we are grateful, joyful, and awestruck by the Spirit that held the ideas all the way from many hands that got to us. Now peel back the lid and drink in joyful thanksgiving for the divine life force at work in us now and always. I invite you to close your eyes one more time. When Jesus said, take, eat, take, drink, he wasn't talking from the human side. He wasn't talking from his ego. He was talking from Christ consciousness, from God consciousness, to take in the elements, the substance of life, of joy, of gratitude, of peace, of light, of the fullness of God at work in our lives all the time, even if we don't necessarily feel that energy every moment of every day. We know it's here. We know our food shows up. Our good shows up. Our right and perfect home, the right and perfect friends and family and loved ones are all gifts of Spirit. You are the gift of God to so many others. Your knowledge, your remembrance of truth is healing our planet. This week, we acknowledge that. We forgive, we release, we let go. And we move forward knowing that God has already gone before us to do the work. There truly is only one power, one presence actively at work in our lives, in our minds and bodies, in our finances, in every way, God, the good. In the silence, just for a moment, we feel gratitude. We give thanks. We have faith that what we need is already here. Breathe in and let go. Take a cleansing breath. Release. Breathe in joy and passion. And let go. There is only one power, one presence, right here, right now. God the good. And we are grateful. And so it is.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you. We've been doing spiritual communion at the center since the first time I came here. And a couple years ago, we were doing it on Thursday nights, on Monday, Thursday. And I happened to have a ministry class that night with a group of CSL ministers in Wanting, Divine Science ministers wanting, unaffiliated New Thought ministers in Wanting. And I had to miss one of our classes, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss the class, I'm doing communion. It's the one time a year we do it. I said, what do you mean you do communion? One of the only New Thought centers that did it. There are ministers there that have done it for 30 years. She said, you know, I've never been to a New Thought communion service, and it's something really special. And she sought it out the next year, and she came up and approached me at our conference and said, I went to one and it was so powerful. Because the interpretation, the spiritual symbolism of it is just wonderful. So thank you so much for doing that with us today. One of the reasons I'm grateful, of course, today is that, but there's so many reasons to be grateful for our community and all the wonderful things we do here. This is the time in the service when we can express our gratitude back to our community. We can demonstrate, we can support where we are spiritually fed. So if you will all please, I invite the ushers to come back one more time. when you're ready. And if you would like to support this community with an offering, there's many ways you can do it. Like cash or check right in the plate. You can go online. You can text to give right here. And on the next slide, we have a QR code you can scan with your phone. In the 21st century, friends, you can do any way you want. But whatever way you give, thank you. Take your offering right in your heart or hold it in consciousness and join me together as we say the offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive, and so it is.
Look at the way the moon behaves. Look at the way she points a silver ribbon on the waves. One thing I've learned and I'll share with you. Nothing is too wonderful to be true. Each moment opens like a flower. The age of miracles comes every hour on the hour. Turn any corner, there's something new. And nothing is too wonderful to be true. If I'm perceived to be naive, to be the way I am, let people say I am a silly goof. Is life a plateful? Am I grateful? Every day I am. It's an amazing world in which I live. I've got a living proof. Look at the way the moon behaves. Look at the way she paints a silver ribbon on the waves, leading directly to me and you. Too wonderful to be true. If I'm perceived to be naive, to be the way I am, let people say I am a silly goof. Is life a plateful? Am I grateful? Every day I am. It's an amazing world in which we live. I've got living proof. Look at the way the moon behaves. Look at the way she paints a silver ribbon on the waves, leading directly to me and you. And nothing is too wonderful to be true. Nothing is too wonderful to be
one more reason to be grateful. How many spiritual centers can you go to and hear music like that every week? Incredible. Thank you all. And remember, you can join us all for friendship, fellowship after the service, and don't forget to come back for Bobby's workshop today. Let's join together in prayer one more time. Please join me for the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Why don't you all stand up, join hands, sing the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful Sunday, everybody. Thank you. Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling. Blessings are falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling on me. Beauty is falling, is falling, is falling. Beauty is falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Beauty is falling, is falling, is falling on me. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your